The rest of the assembly is so simple, I probably don't need to show it to you on video, but we put the bulb on top here. It fits tightly, which is kind of nice because then if it's crooked, it doesn't have to be on there all the way. So you could, if you wanted, even have it purposefully crooked and it will stay there because it's such a tight fit. The star that goes at the top fits in there much more easily. You don't have to really force it. And then we can just take the candle holders and attach them to convenient branches. And getting them straight, well, okay, you got to play around with that a little bit. That's always been the case. There may be improvements in the future to the candle holders that make them a little easier to get straight. Now, as you can see, this thing is not very much off the table here. We could tighten up the ribbons, but it's kind of, you have to be careful because, of course, the two different ribbons have to agree with their lengths so that you have tension in both. Now, I just use a reef knot or a square knot to hold these. If you use a bow, the weight of the wreath will have a tendency to untie the bow. What Omi used to do is she used to have a little bow on a wire so that she could stick the bow in as just kind of a false bow on top of the knot that's there. I didn't make you little bows. You can make them yourself. I've sent along some extra ribbon. Although if it were my setup, I'd probably just leave it as is. Maybe just make sure all these ends are the same length. Simply because if you put a bow there, what's the bow supposed to represent? It's not supposed to represent a useful way of tying a wreath to a stand because a bow would untie. And so this is in some ways more honest just to have a square knot there that just has a dangling piece of ribbon left. So there you have it. That's your alpha version of the Mike Schmidt Adventskranzapparat, or whatever you might want to call it.